Welcome to the Purpose Driven Mom Show. Here at A Purpose Driven Mom, we believe that it's possible to manage your home, work on your personal goals, and grow and scale an online business. Most productivity tips out there tell you to hustle more and make you feel shame about not being motivated enough. And we're here to dispel this myth. I'm Cara Harvey, and I am on a mission to help work-at-home moms realize that they have the power to go after their dreams, take care of themselves, and manage their home without perfectionism, guilt, or having to sacrifice their sleep. If you're ready to shift your thinking around productivity and get some practical tips to help you manage your mom life, toss your earbuds in while you fold the laundry, and let's do this. Welcome to the Purpose Driven Mom Show, episode 401. Today, I am sharing with you some of our presenters and their top tips on how to keep routines and your home flowing. The Purpose Driven Mom Summit is coming. It is next week, April the 15th through the 19th. And this is our seventh. It's coming. It is next week, April the 15th through the 19th. And this is our seventh annual event. 7 years. I cannot believe it. We have run this event with hopes of connecting moms, building community, and helping you get out of the day-to-day mindset of, is this it? To getting excited about your everyday, excited about what's going on in your home, excited about your goals, excited about all of the dreams that you have. Our theme this year is evolving and enhancing your everyday. We want you to maybe not get excited about the laundry, but feel empowered that you have a system that is going to help you feel better, feel more in control, and just take charge in your home. We have incredible speakers coming, talking about things from how to use planners to time block your week to really cool tools like Trello and ClickUp, my faves. We have people talking about how to help your kids be more independent. How do we deal with boundaries and mom guilt? And how do you pursue that dream that is on your heart? Go to purposedrivenmom.com/summit 2024. It is able to send in tips and clips about how they manage their home. If you like these tips, go and get your ticket. It's down in the show notes. We want to see you when we kick off next Monday. Please join us at the 7th Annual Summit. We cannot wait to see you there.
Hey, this is Katie Kimble from Kids Cook Real Food and the Life Skills Now Summer Camp. I have been teaching kids to cook real healthy food since 2016. We offer free classes and paid classes. And I also help parents stay healthy without going crazy over at kitchen stewardship. I'm so happy to reach out to Cara's audience. And she asked us, what's the one routine you can't live without? So I'm super weak when it comes to routines. I don't know. I think I'm allergic to things like routines and schedules. However, I've pushed myself as a mom to really make sure that we have something, that we have some semblance of routine. So for me, I would say the routine is team building, in a word. I feel like I'm the one here. I've got 4 kids. They are currently 9, 12, 15, and 18. And so getting my kids involved in household responsibilities is so important. I think for their development, it's also like a breath of fresh air to my overburdened schedule as a, work at home mom and an entrepreneur. And just, 4 kids, you probably have calendar issues as well with lots of stuff filling your days. So a couple routines that we've done as far as team building is that currently this is working for us. Our 3 older kids each have a dinner meal that they are fully responsible for. So Paul is 18. He has to make dinner once a week. Leah is 15. She has to make dinner once a week. And of course, we're flexible. If she's got, she's in high school, if she's got a ton of stuff going on or it's exam week, she gets a bye. We just started this school year with my 7th grader, John, who is 12. And so he's making tacos every Wednesday, same recipe, so that he kind of can rinse and repeat and build the same recipe so that he kind of can rinse and repeat and build that confidence and build that muscle of, I do know what to do in the kitchen. Next year, we'll push him a little bit to stretch and try some other recipes. They can be recipes that are familiar to our family. They don't have to be new recipes, but they'll be new to him with the cooking. So I've been teaching my kids to cook for 8 years now. So even, that's my routine at this point. It takes time to teach them the skills to build that and to make it work. But dude, it is so, so nice to be able to recoup those 3, 4, 5 hours every week for me. And of course, it's helping them build responsibility and skills they'll need as adults. I know a lot of us in like the mom dad generation right now, we kind of entered adulthood not knowing how to cook necessarily. And I think that was stressful. Like, I think our parents were very well meaning when they just didn't let us, they didn't make us do chores, but it ends up being harder for us as adults. And so I want to make my kids' adulthoods easier by making their childhoods full of a little more responsibility. Is that harder? Maybe, but I think it's good for them. Our other team building routine is Family Responsibilities Saturday. So we have this chore list of all the things that need to get done in the house on a weekly basis, and divided by the members in the family. That means everybody has to do 6. So they choose their own 6, they put their name on them. And the rule is they have to get them done at least before they play on Sunday. So they can budget their own time and just not do any on Saturday, but then they're stuck on Sunday. Most of my kids just knock them out on Saturday when at all possible, because they've learned that it stinks to let them go until Sunday when the deadline hits. It gives them, they have some agency, so it allows them to practice planning their schedule. And I sign up for chores too. And so that lets them see that we are all on the same team and working in the same direction. If you feel like you would love life skills and some independence, I do have 2 free preview workshops from our Life Skills Now summer camps. If you go to kidscookrealfood.com/APDM 2024, so that stands for A Purpose-Driven Mom 2024, you can get access totally free to how to make a phone call, which is kind of for our younger kids, as well as checking fluid levels in your automobile. Again, for our older kids, but it's actually like 4 and 6-year-olds have had so much fun with their mom or dad running out to the car and checking the oil and seeing what's what. These are not kitchen skills, and that's okay. They're not even chores, but they help give kids a little dose of independence and hopefully give you an idea of how you might teach some basic chores and kitchen skills as well. And again, I'm Katie Kimble from Kids Cook Real Food.
My favorite routine that helps my life and home run more smoothly is my Friday finance and paper routine. That's where every Friday I sit down, I do the same things, and that is to process my paper inbox and do the finance stuff. And it's a game changer because, first of all, it takes the worry about it off the other days. I know that I don't need to be worrying about processing it. If a bill is due and we've forgotten to pay it or something like that. Instead, I know that that is all taken care of on Fridays. So I usually do this in the exact same order, and I have an actual checklist in my project management system. I highly recommend writing it down and listing out all the steps that you do in your routine. This is what I personally do in mine. Number 1, I check PayPal and credit card and bank balances. So I just log in and check them. This is for both. I kind of combine my own personal and business into one thing because they're very related in my head. So making sure all the balances are good. If my PayPal balance is too high, I'm going to transfer money to my bank account. If a credit card is reaching its limit, especially in the business, this happens, I'm going to pay it down. Doing that every week. Literally, this part takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes. In addition to that, I check the gift cards for my credit card rewards to see which ones are 15% off. And if I want any of those, I order those, maximizing my credit card reward points. Next thing I'm doing is I will catch up on my budget. I use YNAB You Need a Budget app, and I make sure that I am completely caught up on it. Any outstanding transactions, I do this generally every day, but if for some reason I can't, I know that on Friday I'll get it all cleared up. And if it's a new month, I will make sure I've allocated the money, like basically set the budget for the month ahead. And I will take a look at any categories and see if anything needs to change. And really, just looking at your finances every week is super recommended in both business and personal. I will also open up QuickBooks and take a quick look at how things are looking for the business. Just make sure everything's looking good and there's no big surprises. Next, I do try to clear out my email inbox. So I will look for any important emails, and I will admit that there are times of year where I'm really good and I get it to 0. And there are other times where I do let emails sit a little bit longer, but I make sure I'm not ignoring anything important there. And then we get to the paper inbox. And for that, I just gather up all the paper that we've been collecting over the week. And if I haven't already, the first thing I do with the paper is I quickly get rid of the trash. So like store circulars, coupons, things I don't need, we're just going to get rid of it, not have to worry about it ever again. Once I have done that, then I just start paper by paper going through it. So I pick it up. If it's mail, of course, I open it and see what I need to do with it. If it's a bill, I go ahead and pay it. And then I personally scan it for most things because I like going digital. And then I will shred it. So I put everything in the stack and I shred that at the end. So that's pretty quick and easy. I will make sure that when I touch a paper, I fully take care of it. Like there is no, or not deciding what to do with it. Like it needs to have a purpose and a decision. And this is time to force myself. And because I'm not doing it when I'm doing 5 million other things and when I'm distracted, then I know that I've got to make a decision on that paper. And if there is a paper that for some reason I can't be done with it, then like I'm going to need it later. For example, my daughter had a doctor's appointment with a specialist and they literally mail you a paper that gives you directions on like where to go, where to park, all that kind of stuff. And of course I was going to need that later. So I scanned it and then I put a link to it in the Google appointment in my calendar. If it was something that I needed to be reminded of later, I would put a reminder in there. I'm not trying to keep any information in my head and I'm processing all of those. In addition to that, I do like to look at my next week's calendar on Friday and just kind of make sure everything's looking good, that there's no surprises, that I haven't accidentally double booked anything. And sometimes when I have a little bit of extra time, I'll also use this time to do digital cleanup. So cleaning up my notes app, deleting some photos, my downloads folder on my computer, things like that. However, I have those kind of listed as optional because I don't want the routine to be so big and so long that I can't actually achieve it every week. I want to know that we can do this every Friday.
You can now get your ticket for the 2024 Purpose-Driven Mom Summit by going to purposedrivenmom.com/2024 Summit. This is our 7th year running this event. We have over 20 experts coming to help you with your routines, with your life, with your business and your goals. Our theme this year is Enhance Your Everyday, and we are going to have speakers coming in to talk about not just weekly planning and daily productivity, but things like hobbies. We have some really fun speakers coming in to talk about how do you find time for you and self-care and do things that bring you joy. We'll have some speakers also coming to talk about business and how you can get started on a business if it's something you're dreaming. We're also going to teach you some really cool tools from Trello to ClickUp and different. Go to purposedrivenmom.com/2024 Summit right now. Get your ticket before we kick off on April 15th and jump into our group. We've got prizes, teams, and so many great things coming your way. Again, that's at purposedrivenmom.com/2024 Summit.
Hi there, I'm Amanda Boleyn with Simplify with Amanda B, and I help solopreneurs get out of CEO survival mode by helping them simplify, declutter, and organize their business so they can scale, hire a VA, and be able to get more time back. So I'm excited to be here and be part of the summit. My routine that I cannot live without is my weekly CEO check-in and check-out routine. This routine, ever since I established it, has been instrumental in achieving goals in my business and staying on top of my business. For example, the weekly check-in, part of that process is going through my business. For example, the weekly check-in, part of that process is going through my financials and looking at the revenue that I brought in the past week and then also my expenses, and then also going over the goals that I had set for the previous week as well and tracking those. The check-out process every single week involves calendar blocking the week ahead, deciding my 1 to 3 priorities for the week ahead, and really mapping out how am I going to accomplish those. And then again, also just staying top of mind on the priorities. So having a calendar block at the beginning of the week for my weekly check-in CEO process, and then also a calendar block at the end of the week for my weekly CEO checkout process. I actually have a podcast episode on this, so you can check it out if you head to simplifywithamandab.com and type in weekly CEO check-in, checkout routine. You can listen to it there as well. But this routine has been instrumental because they become the bookends to the beginning of the week and the end of the week. And it keeps me accountable to make sure that I am closing loops that I need to close in order to move my business forward and keep top of mind the priorities. And also within that is making sure that I am calendar blocking in detail the next week ahead, so that I know exactly what I need to be doing at any given point, and I can prepare ahead of time and get into action and execute easier and more flawlessly. So that is my favorite routine that I can't live without, and I hope to see all of you at the event.
Awesome tips to help you use the garden in just a few minutes a day to make your day even more effective as a business woman and as a mom. So I wake up early in the morning and I like to have a quiet cup of coffee, and I often go outside and I even plan for my events and tasks for the day. Going out to my garden, even if it's just a container or a vertical planter or one small raised bed, gives me encouragement. Even if it's in the wintertime, it's such a great opportunity for me to breathe in cool air, warmer air, whatever temperature it is during the seasons, and be able to kind of readjust my heart for the day. I also use going out to the garden to incorporate as like a mid-morning break, to step outside, and I just allow myself to relax. I use it as a brain break. I re-energize. I use it to boost my own productivity and, of course, mood. And when the weather gets warmer, there's just something magical and wonderful about being able to step outside and check your pots, containers, garden. It's something wonderful to be able to take care of things that actually don't talk back to you. You don't have any kids or family sharing their own opinions. When you go out and check your plants, it's just you and your plants, and there can be a quietness and a stillness as you check for moisture, water, bugs, pests, or anything else, or maybe even just go to harvest, snack. It is a time to go ahead and rebalance so that your well-being is taken care of and you can achieve more balance just by walking out to the garden for a few minutes a day. So my encouragement is, even if you don't have a garden yet, I would walk outside every day for 5 minutes just to breathe in, to observe, watch the weather, see what's going on around you, and then as you plant out one small piece of a garden, whether it's a container with lettuce for the cool season, or maybe you want to grow a tomato plant with its best friends like marigolds and basils, and you just have one container. That container is your garden, and you can breathe in life and you can enjoy in just a few minutes a day. So that's my tip for you today. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can use it.
Let's pause the episode real quick so I can invite you to go check out our newest printable pack that's over in the APDM store, and that is our mental health, self-care, and gratitude tracker. This is perfect for you if you are looking for a variety of trackers to help you journal, reflect, and just take care of your mental health. It's got 75 printable pages. We've got self-care, goal sheets, happiness logs, mental health trackers, mood trackers, affirmation, and some other journaling tips for you as well. I made this because I knew mental health issues while I'm in between therapists, and while this isn't going to replace your therapist, I think it's a really good tool for you to just pay attention to how you're feeling. You get the self-care planner tips to help you be intentional about that, guided reflection and gratitude pages, tons of journal prompts, and a variety of trackers just for your mental health. You can go to purposedrivenmom.com/mental health. Check this out right now. It is our newest printable we've got in the store for you. Go head over and grab it today.
Hey there, I am Nikki Oden, founder of Your Ideal Mom Life, host of the Love Your Mom Life podcast, and author of But Definitely Wear Mascara, hacks to help you love your mom life and yourself a little more. I'm super excited to tell you about the one routine I cannot live without. Whether you're a work from home mom or like me, you work in a hybrid situation and you're home 3 days a week and in the office 2 days, you know that the mornings can be days you know that the mornings can be beastly when you have kids. Getting everyone out the door on time is one of the biggest sources of stress for us moms. So I like to tame that morning whirlwind by planning my mornings the night before. And when I say plan, I mean plan every last detail. I get the coffee grounds in the coffee machine, fill the reservoir with water, and put a cup under the spout. So the only thing I have to do to make coffee in the morning is press a button. I get my breakfast ready the night before. If I'm planning to have a smoothie, that means that I measure out all the ingredients and dump them into an airtight container, or get the fruit and vegetables and stick them in a blender cup with a lid and pop that in the fridge. I choose my outfit the night before. And if you're working from home the next day, this isn't always a huge deal. But if you need to leave the house for any reason, knowing exactly what you're going to wear is going to cut down on precious minutes in the morning. And having more time in the morning means that you're able to tackle any arise with your kiddos. I also have a morning routine during which I work on my biggest, hairiest, most audacious goal. I meditate and I work out, and I know exactly how long that takes me. So in the evenings, I make sure I'm in bed in time to give myself 7 hours of sleep so that I'll actually wake up to do my morning routine and set myself up for a great day. Planning your mornings the night before ensures that you'll walk out the door, or if you're working from home that day, start your day feeling like you're already winning. And by the way, you are. If any of these tips resonated with you, you'll probably love my book, but definitely wear mascara. It's full of little hacks to help you navigate the throes of mom life and encourage you to go after those big goals and dreams without the mom guilt. It's a super easy read with really short chapters that don't need to be consumed in order. I did that on purpose. I know you're busy. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kindle, and it's also on Audible, so you can just listen to it if you don't have a second to sit down and read. Grab a free chapter at youridealmomlife.com/free chapter. Try this routine tonight. Plan your morning down to the last detail and tame that morning whirlwind tomorrow. You got this, mama.
Hello, my name is Dr. Melissa Riley. I'm a clinical psychologist, author, TEDx speaker, and a coach for moms who don't have the support and guidance of a loving mom by their side. One routine that has made a significant difference in my home and life is starting each day with a loving self-statement. Before I even get out of bed, I take a moment to greet myself with kindness, saying something like, "Act," sets a positive tone for the day and reminds me to be kind to myself. Throughout the day, I make a conscious effort to sprinkle in several positive affirmations or kind statements, like, "You're doing awesome," or, "Ooh, that didn't go well, but that's okay. You're still doing just fine." These moments of self-compassion help me stay centered and approach the challenges that I face as a mom with a more positive mindset. It takes practice, but the more mindful I am of how I talk to myself, the better my days go. There are days when things feel overwhelming, and it can feel like you're spinning your wheels. No worries, that happens to all of us. But if you feel stuck, I recommend you check out this free resource, Nurturing Yourself, a self-care workbook for overwhelmed moms. This ultimate workbook is designed to empower you on your motherhood journey, offering practical advice and exercises for self-care, building support networks, and trusting your instincts.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Purpose Driven Mom Show. If this episode served you in any way, we would really appreciate it if you headed over to wherever you listen to podcasts, hit that 5-star and leave a review and a rating. That's how more moms can find us and we can grow our community. If you had a tip or an aha, make sure you come over and tag me at a Purpose Driven Mom on Instagram and share it with your friends. The best way for us to get this message out there of less hustle and less shame and more intentionality is for you to share it with people you know need to hear it. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you, and I can't wait to connect with you more outside of the podcast.